Okay, good morning, students. In this lecture, we are going to talk about abstraction in Java, as you can see. Abstraction we already discussed in our previous lectures. It is an important concept of object-oriented programming. We said abstraction means only to show the needed information and all the unnecessary details are kept hidden. So this allows us to manage complexity by omitting or hiding details with a simpler, higher level ideas. And for this, we have taken an example many a times of a motorbike or using a mobile phone where you are allowed to use the functionalities and the features of the gadget or the device you are using, but you don't go into the detailing of how they are being implemented. And as an example of it, I've taken up a motorbike brakes. We know that on applying the brakes, the bike will stop, but you are not bothered about the working of the brake because it is kept hidden from the end user. So the major advantage we see that of hiding of working of brake is to that now the manufacturer can implement the brake differently for different motorbikes. Okay. However, the brakes will do the functionality would be same. So how do we implement abstraction in Java? The abstraction in Java is implemented by using a keyword abstract for declaring a class. Now you can have an abstract class, you can also have an abstract method. Okay, the class that you declare with an abstract keyword is known as an abstract class, and an abstract class can have both abstract and non-abstract methods into it. It needs to be extended and its method implemented. It cannot be instantiated. So ये कुछ features है which I have summarized into this. First, abstract class must be declared with an abstract keyword. It can have abstract methods. It cannot be instantiated. It can have constructors and static methods also. You can have final methods also, which will force the subclass not to change the body of that method. Next, we see the example. We have declared a class animal, and before that, we have applied the keyword abstract. So means the animal class is an abstract class. So if I'll try to create an object and instantiate it, that is initialize it, so this will give you an compilation error. That is abstract. Animal is an abstract class which cannot be instantiated. Though abstract classes cannot be instantiated, we can create subclasses from it. Okay, that is objects of subclass can be used to access the member data and functions of the abstract class. Next, we are going to talk about abstract methods. Methods that are declared without any body within an abstract class are called abstract methods. The method body will be defined by its subclass. Abstract method can never be final and static. Any class that extends the abstract class must implement all the abstract methods. For this, I have taken up the example that is abstract void make sound. So make sound is a function जिसके पहले abstract keyword लगाए, तो this makes it an abstract method. And most importantly, you can see semicolon means abstract methods don't have a body. Any abstract class can have both types of methods, abstract as well as non-abstract. An abstract class cannot be instantiated. To access the member of an abstract class, we must inherit it. We have seen that. How do we do that? See, we have got an animal class, which is an abstract. जिसमें एक function है, display info. I'm an animal, right? After that, I have extended that animal class in dog class. And class main, this is a third class जिसमें हमने main function बनाया है और dog class को instantiate किया by making an object of dog class D1. With the help of D1, I have called the function display info. Mind it, display info is the function of the abstract class. That is my base class animal. And as an output, I get a output as I am an animal. How do we override an abstract method? तो एनिमल क्लास में अभी आई हैव एडेड वन मोर मेथड, दैट इज एक एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड है मेक साउंड और एक नॉन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड है void it, right? So next in dog class, what I do is I have given a body to make sound function which was abstract in the base class. तो अब ये implementation हो गया उस abstract method का, जिसमें कि I have given a animal voice as bark bark because class का नाम is dog. मेन मेथड में मेन फंक्शन में जब डॉग का ऑब्जेक्ट D1 बनाएंगे, न्यू डॉग से इंस्टेंशिएट करेंगे, तो D1 dot make sound function and D1 dot eat method we are calling. So as an output, what am I going to get? Bark bark and I can eat. So एक abstract method था और एक non abstract method था. So as a summary, we see abstract keyword is used to create both classes and methods. Abstract methods do not have any method body. Classes containing abstract methods should also be abstract. We cannot create objects of an abstract class. To implement features of the abstract class, we need to inherit that class. And subclass must override all the abstract methods of an abstract class, and we can access the static attributes and methods of an abstract class using reference of the abstract class, that is with the help of the class name itself, animal.static method. क्लास के नाम के साथ हम उसको इन्वोक करेंगे, ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं बनाएंगे. Coming on to the next part of this chapter and the last topic of unit 2, visibility control in Java. In Java, the term access modifiers refers to the keywords which are used to control accessibility to the classes, interfaces, fields, or constructors. Basically, we classify these access modifiers in two categories, top level and member level. टॉप लेवल एक्सेस मॉडिफायर सिर्फ पब्लिक और डिफॉल्ट होते हैं जो क्लासेस और इंटरफेसेस के साथ यूज होते हैं, और मेंबर लेवल मींस मेंबर वेरिएबल्स या मेंबर फंक्शंस के लिए जो आप एक्सेस मॉडिफायर यूज करते हैं वो पब्लिक, प्रोटेक्टेड, डिफॉल्ट और प्राइवेट होते हैं. पहले भी बता चुके हैं व्हाट आर पब्लिक, प्राइवेट एंड प्रोटेक्टेड. डिफॉल्ट इज व्हेन वी डू नॉट अप्लाई एनी एक्सेस स्पेसिफायर, बाय डिफॉल्ट इट टेक्स अप एज अ डिफॉल्ट एक्सेस स्पेसिफायर. इसमें each one of it if we discuss, तो the least accessible restrictive one is public. Public access modifier specifies that data members which are declared as public will be visible in an entire class in which they are defined, as well as they can be used anywhere, either in the class or from outside the class. So they are least restrictive and they have the widest range of accessibility, or what we call it as visibility. Next is public के बाद protected. Protected जो होता है access specifier, it is applied to subclasses. That is, any member variable which is declared as protected or member functions which is declared as protected can be accessible in the class where it is declared, as well as into its derived class, but not outside the program. Okay, it will never be accessible to the another class, right? It is accessible only to the subclass, but not to your main program. Private one, the methods or variables that are declared as private will not be accessible outside the class, or in the inherited class or subclass will not be able to use methods which are declared as private. Why? Means because access जो accessibility या visibility होती है private access specifier की, that is the most restrictive one. So ये, as a summary I have shown you over here, public one is the least restrictive and private is the most restrictive of the all the access specifiers applied in Java. So by this we have come to an end of the session as well as to the end of the unit 2. Okay, so I hope the session was clear to each one of you, and I wind up by this. Thank you.